Hello all, this is Zimnala coming at you with another adventure in the land of Quester. We're going to continue where we left off last time, and we were exploring the third area. Let's take a look at how far we are on the map. We got maybe generous to say that we're about a fifth of the way through, but we did finally find a new base, which took us a little bit. So we're gonna head left and try to link up this map here. I think we can do that without too much trouble. We are gonna have to configure our attacks again, but that's not gonna be too trouble. Link first, so we'll be fine. We had basically just defeated that boss for the second area, and that was a bit of a rough experience for a few times, but we got lucky on that last one. We did leave a wandering boss somewhere, so that's unfortunate. So you're gonna use an assault. I think we were going with 2 attacks. And I think that's all we could do. So we might want to get him a stronger attack on something. So we'll look into that. Maybe something we can give him will be a stronger attack, but I doubt it on the shield, to be honest. So poison, and calm mind. Yep. And for you, we got flamethrower and full automatic on full swing. Got air raid. Increased output. I think that's good for you. Cool. Now this place was being a little rough. I won't lie, like, these enemies do actually hit a little harder than we've been used to. But we do generally do pretty well against them. We have occasionally had one of our friends go down. So we are gonna try to clear out the ways around us, without focusing too much on specifics on what we do. Yeah, see, they can hit pretty hard when they want to. But to be fair, we hit pretty hard too, so. Oh, I forgot we can actually resuscitate. You gotta remember that. It'll save us some of our purification powder. Yeah, poison's not gonna do much against us, unfortunately. We have too much passive healing from our skills, so that's unfortunate for them. But yes, we're doing it pretty swimmingly so far. Where can we get to? Maybe we can get to that bottom right corner. Oh. We got a whole bunch of food. Surprised we actually caught up to him. Usually that's not possible. So maybe something changed. Yep, we got a whole bunch of materials. That's nice for us. So level up, Bob. What do you got going on? And let's see what can be modified. Nothing we're wearing, so we're not going to worry about it. We were kind of over upgrading before, so we'll be a little bit more conservative about it. So we're going to start fanning out in new directions. Just kind of see what's out here. We're not going to really try to clear this area, but we're gonna follow the walls. We're gonna see what's going on. So here's some enemies we haven't seen before. This gem one in the middle is gonna be pretty good for us though, because that last one gave us our best treasure so far. I don't know what these other ones do, but they have burn resistance, which is interesting. Fortunately, only some of our damage is burned, so maybe it is a good thing we kind of switched away from that a little bit. Don't burn to death. That's a new item. I think it's probably an accessory if I was to guess. Unless it is a weapon. I hope it's a flamethrower. Oh, it's not a flamethrower. It's a modified one that is a spare tank for it that just attacks. That's really funny, actually. Not useful for us, but funny. Alright, we'll attack these dudes. I expect to see some new items now that we have some stronger treasure item monsters. So you can raise someone using medicine, so we are gonna actually do that. So the way we do that is we take off our less damaging one and we just do that. This should work. With luck, it didn't work. Did we not have enough? Why didn't that work? I'll have to read what it says next time, but for some reason that didn't work. So you are a new version of that. Maybe it's because the battle ended and it's not that it didn't work, you can't do it as the last thing. We're gonna keep an eye on that. Because we have plenty of drugs in the corner, I can see that, we got 7. I'm not going out of my way to break walls, but if it comes down to it, I will do that. We'll have plenty of time to clear through and explore. We're gonna be here a hot minute. I think the areas are getting rougher. And there's new items to get here. I mean, I guess these are reskins, but I mean, it's fine. I will find it pretty funny if the last level is reskinned fish, though. I did like the fish. Well, not everything's a reskin, so that's fine. So we are here. Coming up across a lot of walls leading in that direction, so it's either up and around on the left or something like that. You get a new skill, Bob. What do you got? Bladed weapon attacks by 3. Interesting. But you are not actually a police, so it's interesting that you have it. And you might... What are you using? Let us check that out. Are you already using blades? You are not, but maybe I can give you blades. It just wants melee. Maybe he should be anyway with his skills. He did have a bleed thing going on too, huh? Oh, you double leveled up? Interesting if true. So let's rethink what you got going on. So your agility index are absolutely garbage. I'm just gonna put that out there. And that's why I really didn't want to give you one of these. Can I get something that's not agility index? See, this is something I haven't wanted to do because it's a blade, and he's really bad with blades from his stats. Well, for one of his stats. So it'd be kind of useful if he got one that didn't do that. So if he can't do that, there are actually some weapons that aren't that which have that on it. I just have to poke around and find something. So he could do pretty well with some of these spears. Because they're Vite and Dex. And his Dex isn't bad, so maybe he wants spears, but one that actually has a blade on it. So we're going to examine which ones might be strong enough to work the way we want. So the Hornet didn't seem so bad, but it didn't have a slash like I thought it might. I swear I saw one of these spears that actually did do that, though. Combat chainsaw, are you something? Vitality, dex, and melee? This might be a thing you can do. So it does inflict bleeding, so maybe you're gonna get into this adventure. So maybe this is your life. You're the combat chainsaw specialist. Now what else can I give you? So this might give you a multi-hit attack. That might not be terrible as an alternative, but we're gonna look at what else is going on. Maybe we give you the electric nail bat because, well, you want something with slashing, but I haven't seen any that give you slashing. What's brush cutter give you? It's just a different version of that. Unfortunate. We don't need pistols, we don't need guns, we don't need those. So yeah, that's our options. I didn't mean to switch that. I meant to look at it. Now we could give him this as an alternative because it had a good passive to it, so we just have to find the right one to give him a passive with. Because Hornet's not bad. Oh, is this the one we wanted? The kitchen knife spear. Maybe this is what we wanted. It also gives us a drug, so yeah, I think that's what we wanted. We want this kitchen knife spear. That's our alternative. Then maybe we didn't want this. Because this probably has us covered for our slashes. That's 2 attacks right here. So what was that one I saw that gave them... Is it the Hornet? This could be interesting. Because while this wouldn't give them more damage, this would give us more drugs in general to use, but also give you execution. And you do have, I think, skills from your class, so let's try... Oh, you can't use Hornet, actually. Never mind. Then I guess we're sticking with the chainsaw for now. See, that's why you gotta look at these. And we will get new weapons. We'll get something else that helps. So yeah, we are going to upgrade the ones we have switched on. See if there's any upgrades for them. Nope. Alright. What was our accessory? Let's just take a look. Chainmail. Yeah, nothing amazing. Okay, we're good. We're gonna stop looking at that stuff. So we're gonna go down and start clearing out these farther areas. Because we either gotta go left or right, but down we have only explored partially. So we have 6. So we're gonna do electric baton, and does this count as bladed? We're gonna have to look at that. I think it does count as bladed, but we're gonna look at it. After this, I'm gonna make sure it's bladed. I know we spent some time looking at it before, but make sure this is bladed. Nah, it's considered injection sphere, so that actually doesn't help us with that. I really wish there was a bladed weapon that you had good stats for. I just wish that was the case. So that's not going to help you, but we tried. But you are still good with these, so we are going to actually... And you get a bonus to things with bleeding, so these things all give you bleeding. So maybe this kitchen spear doesn't do a lot for you, and we'll have to consider that. So we'll try to find something that actually buffs him. You might as well use that anyway, even though it doesn't do anything for us. We don't have a better thing to use in this slot. Because we might not be able to find something that's better for him to use, but we can probably find something that can give a buff in a different way. That gives a buff to dexterity. Execution. This might help us just because it gives us that skill. Even if, and so does this one. I don't see this as being significantly different because it's basically the same weapon. This would be interesting if it actually gave us, if we had a use for having 2 of these weapons. So yeah, we're gonna put on one of these because at least that gives us a buff. Let's see how this works with our slashes, even though we're not as good at it. We will see if this actually affects how many attacks we do in a significant way. This connects this way. So I am going to slow this down and try to pause it to see like what it says. about the attack he does. So he hasn't actually attacked yet. So 5 and 7. So he does extra attacks. I think we're better off getting that guaranteed bleed on him so he gets the buff though. That is interesting that we can do that though. So it also reduces how easily they defend themselves. So that's another thing for the whole party. And I guess that doesn't help as much in a one-round combats, but it might help in a bigger conflict. That's a pretty high amount of recovery, so not gonna lie, that skill has a lot of teeth to it. Hellfire is another rare item. We've only gotten once, I think. Yeah, we're gonna keep following this wall. So we're gonna go down and try to start clearing that out. Yeah, sorry for the menu reading, but this game has a lot of details to the systems, believe it or not, which I appreciate. Oh cool, we get another base. And we got a quester. Who are you? Shota. Of course, that's such a weird name. They claim to work as a scientist. I hope it's not what I think it is. That would be pretty silly, but also potentially a problem. Too much trope. Obviously, we're gonna move to that one because that'll make it easier to explore this corner. Oh yes, it is definitely what I thought it was. Oh boy. And you're a scientist? This can only bode well, so I'm gonna go back and look at what you started with. Yep, they did it. They sure did it. You start with hide. Perfect, that's a good skill for you. What do you got? Treat injuries? So you're a scientist that gets healing. Your second skill is warrior drug, so yeah, you get this one too. That's not one we've really gotten a lot of use out of because we got a better use for our drugs, in my opinion. Yep, so that puts us you at the lowest, so you're out of potential to join our group. So we're gonna move to this lower one. That'll help us clear out the area to our left. Nothing new here. Okay, yep, we're good. We're gonna go left and we're gonna start clearing this out. Well, that could be an upgrade to one we are wearing, because I think we are using a shield like that. Look at you just not working. So tragic. So yeah, we're gonna cut our way downward through this section. We're gonna run out of turns soon, but we got some food. That's fine. So we're at 14 out of what I understand is 24, so there is still 10 more to find, although I have heard that it can actually take several new game pluses for you to find everyone. But we did get an upgrade to our shield, so yeah. We're gonna cut straight down and break through that. Well, maybe we'll go left and get the food. We do need some food. There we go. No, it wouldn't be too difficult if we just did something like that. I don't expect anything amazing in this corner, but yeah, we're gonna go bottom left. I mean bottom right. Sure, we'll cap out our food. We really don't have to worry about it. Alright, spiders. What you got going on? They do hit pretty hard, but I think we out-heal it by a decent amount of margin. That way they can't kill us with poison as easily. Does chew into our purification reserves though. Yes, I see that there's a secret wall there. Looks like there is a safe. Oh. Interesting. So there's something interesting going on in that corner. So we can cut right and see what happens to the right. It might loop down anyway, but we're gonna do a little mini circle, get the corners. So we are gonna go right and down just to see where this goes. I wouldn't be surprised if this loops into the other place though. So yeah, the revive doesn't happen if you kill the enemies. That is what I've noticed, so yeah. My idea of using it that way clearly is not going to work. I was hoping I could resuscitate and lose the penalty from dying. That would have been a useful use of it. Guess that's not what they wanted you to do. Tragic. So yeah, there's something going on in this bottom corner, and I think it's different than what's going on over here, but we did find another base with more materials. Big door. We're not gonna worry about that immediately. It might loop into what we were exploring. Do we clear this out and see what's going on? This might lead to this boss that is probably too hard for us, but we're gonna look at it. Go, we got a key again, so we are going to start looping around this way. They'll probably catch up to me, so it's not a problem. Let's see what going straight right does for us. You're a boss. Let us see how we fare against it. We're going to check some of what we got going on. So we're gonna air raid at least one turn to clear out some of this. I'm just looking to see what we have going on. So maybe do a little less attack and a little bit more everyone defend. So let's try doing a stronghold for us. Because I think we're gonna kill a lot of them with the air raid and stuff, so. What do we want to do? So instead of doing yourself, we're going to actually... Is this a heal as well? No, this is just a debuff. Okay. So not everyone is hurt that bad, but we can probably... Let's do a heal for everyone anyway. We're gonna be fine. I think we're doing okay. So we don't have enough bullets to continue with bullets. So you're gonna stop doing this. You are going to just attack. It's unfortunate that that wasn't in time for that, but we are going to completely punk this guy. We're gonna win this boss. I guess expecting to win without someone dying might have been a little unattainable, but we won. We gained level max. There's nothing actually back here, it was just a way to fight a boss. That's fine with me. There's still probably stuff going on here. So, alright, exploration will continue. This might still be a way to that other boss, or it might just be something else entirely. We'll find out as we go. No more upgrades for our current friends. So we're gonna go back down there and investigate more. No, I might have people doing something they don't need to. I should take a look at it. So you should go back to the automatic fire. You should add in Calm Mind. I don't know why that's not in. Stronghold, you can go back to Assault. That's probably fine. Yeah, that's probably fine. So that's a new item. You're an accessory. You give me the ability to cast Heat Shield, Magic Barrier, and give us drugs. I guess that's not the worst. We aren't getting hit with that much fire. In my opinion. So Tonfa's new. I'm gonna guess it is a blunt one. It's not bad strength. Does add defense. So it's a defensive one. This might loop around. Yep, it did. I guess at least it's giving us a lot of items through chests this time. At least it's not being too tough. We are doing just fine. But they did knock our friend out. Unfortunate. Okay, that's one of these USB walls. We'll read the story. Impossibly giant creatures exist underground that defy our concept of reality. Many of these creatures are completely crazed. These creatures, which lurk in the subterranean environment, may all share something in common. It doesn't tell us what that is. Fair enough. So we're gonna have to go back. So I don't think that lets us fight the boss. I think that that's a tease. I think this area is a tease. But maybe this area on the right will let us get down there. So maybe the play is to go north and check out that corner. But we're still gonna look. We're gonna peek down there and see what's going on in the rest of that little corner. We're almost clear down there. Man, they hit so hard. That's a pretty good amount. So yeah, we're gonna go the upward path. Yeah, I had a feeling that this would be kind of like this. So next time, we're not gonna go to this bottom right corner. We're actually gonna try to go up to the top left. I want to see where clearing up that way goes. So we'll actually clear out to the right here first, but then we're gonna go up to the left once we clear out like this section right next to that base. And we might get stuck there for 2 turns because we're gonna end our thing on this turn. Yeah, so. Yep, so this seems to have caught up to the other place. We're still gonna keep checking out the corners of it. spiders, I think we can take care of these. $30 is a fair bit of damage from that, though. Yep, so we're gonna start cutting up in this direction, and we will explore that area near us. Next turn we should be able to move our base. We'll probably get more than enough food fighting these guys. Stone Crab is an upgrade, well, a combining item for one of the shields we're using, so that's something. So we're gonna move up back to that base, and then we are going to explore the north part of it that we didn't check out. You are something new. Are you a boss? You might be a boss. This might be a boss creature. We might be in a little bit of trouble. So maybe I focus on one enemy rather than on every enemy. So since this will be a little slower, maybe we'll have a chance to heal someone if we try that. You can only do this once. I'll let you do that. What is something slow that we can do? So you're slower at doing it, so maybe your heal will go through too, because this thing's going to do a lot of single hit damage, but it's not as damaging as some bosses we fought. So I consider this potentially positive. So I'm going to give you a defensive option rather than for everyone. So they do debuffs. Okay, so we can probably do something about that. So, yeah. So that uses a little bit more than we would normally use, but we'll do it on everyone rather than ourselves. You cannot do this anymore. EV load. We got 2, so maybe we will. We've got plenty of batteries, so we're gonna make a drug, we're gonna use a drug. Got your turn covered, you're still doing this, you're still raising defense. Oh, you switched tactics, so they changed attacks. So they get to have different attacks each round? That's interesting. So yeah, let's So yeah, they're cycling between attacks, but I think this might be working because we have mostly killed one of them. They are fairly poisoned and bleeding and on fire and defense down, and we have some debuffs on us. We have some resistance as well. We don't have any significant stuff on us. Yeah, I think we're doing okay. Ooh, you got the buff from the bleed, too. Ah, man. We can resuscitate. And hopefully this first one goes down. I think it's definitely down. So yeah, we are going to Resuscitates. What can we do? So we might not need to first aid as much, but maybe we can... Maybe this is a good choice because it also reduces the debuff, so maybe we'll just keep at where we're going at it with this. This shouldn't kill anyone unless it hits them twice, so we are going to do this. Okay, so we are not going to use any more drugs. We are going to switch to a more aggressive stance. Again. So not to use the warrior drugs, we are going to go to attacking. I think we're good. I think we're going to win. This might have been a wandering boss for this area, so maybe each area does have a wandering boss. Unless this was the same wandering boss. We're gonna have to investigate this. But I think we won, either way. So we're low on this, so we're trying to use more than we have, so we're gonna have to look at that. So saw blade. So we're using explosives, so that's fine. And this uses batteries, that is a problem. So yeah, we are going to... We're gonna be fine like this. Because we'd rather put fire on them than the other stuff. We've been building up our drugs for our passive healing as we went along again, so we're back up to a decent amount of passive healing. So yeah, this guy is just gonna go down, and it's gonna be fine. We probably have enough drugs. We can't use our flamethrower though, that's unfortunate. Well, we can keep it on so it'll stay on for next time, but if we're gonna do that, we might as well. Well, let's at least give you an attack you can use. We'll have to fix them next time. We can probably go more aggressive. This thing is toast. We weren't able to paralyze him, so that's something to keep in mind is we can't paralyze this dude. So this didn't give us a bonus for fighting a boss, but we did get rare items from it. So what that tells us is this isn't a boss enemy, this is a rare chance to get rare items, I think. So I was thinking that that would give us a boss level up, so we don't probably have to go looking for it. So we got a arms 50% bonus. So it's just a really tough fight that we get rare items from. These are pretty good. Double slashes, we got a battery razor, blood sports. Damn, this is triple blood sports? That's wild. Okay, and that's perfect for him, because, yeah. It's much better than execute, at least. Where is it? This right here is specially made for you, my buddy. So what's the other item we got? I suppose I could read the description. We didn't actually read the description of it. A legendary sword said to have slain a demon in the past. It is a demonic blade that enjoys the taste of blood. That sounds about right. We also got this one, which is a rare modified vacuum. It's not level 5, which I think is the highest, but you get a bonus to arsonist, which gives you buffs at the burning. Is a better flamethrower, so this might be a good choice for professor classes, or is this scientist? This might be scientist, or we'll look at it. But the attack is higher, so it's a modified vacuum specializing in firepower. Its bright red body is invigorating. It can be used to roast meat, but not burn down a house. Nice. So it just has arsonist on top, so on top of being a little stronger. So she could use it. So what I'm looking at here is maybe the scientist and her change roles. I don't think any of his passive skills actually require that he be the one to do this. And she already has the arsonist skill, so it kind of makes sense that maybe she's the one lighting him up anyway. And he can use Zeus just as easily as she can, so yeah, let's swap the roles up. She can still make the stuff for it. Maybe I'll still leave her with the first aid option of this, because this is still a good choice. What do you have going on here? You're still good with this, so this isn't terrible, but maybe I can do something better for you. The recycling on this is the real reason I had it on him anyway. Let's find you something better to do regularly. So let's get you Zeus. You can be our Zeus utilizer. See, I'm glad we did manage to win against that, because that was a tough fight, but it was really cool. So maybe this is a better one for regular fights, because it's stronger with this. But for bosses, we'll start using the saw blade, because that might work out a little better. So yeah, we'll add the air raid in. I guess he doesn't have a good one skill, so that's a little unfortunate. I hope he gets an AP and we can add something better in. So that was the reason why she did a little better with it, but still, I think Flame's gonna be better on her anyway. So she can probably do something a little bit like it with this anyway, because she gets a bonus to it with this, because I'm pretty sure that works. Yeah, there was no way to tell that that was actually like a treasure boss fight from what we saw, so I thought it was just a rare wandering boss, so which I wasn't entirely wrong, but also was not the whole story. But maybe they'll show up in the bestiary now. Doesn't give me a description or anything though, but they have really strong stuff. And a level 60, so we fought a monster that was like 20 levels above us almost. And they give level 7 treasure, so yeah, they're a treasure boss. For sure. So is 7 the highest? Maybe 7 is the highest. This guy has a chance at 6, so 6 is pretty strong, so maybe 7 is just the highest level treasures. Maybe. Maybe there's a higher. I'm not going to assume it's the highest. Let's just follow this one. Let's not keep on diving back and forth. Let's see how this goes. So the burn resistance actually cancels their burnout, unfortunately, so fire's being a little less effective for us currently. But it does waste their turn when they do it, so. Maybe this is the top of the area. Yep, it's gonna send us back. Cool. Let's see what we can change here. Nothing good. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna go left and up again. We're gonna start exploring that way. So that extensive throw is actually doing a decent amount of damage to these minor mobs too, so it's not like the airstrike is missed as much. I think that's more effective than his full auto. So overall, this is probably a win for our AoE attack. Oh, hi boss. We'll see what we do against you. You're a new type of monster. I don't know exactly what you do, but those don't seem the most damaging, so I think he's gonna be in for a bad time. I don't think we need to do as much this, but I don't see what else we need to do either, so maybe this is fine. What have we got going on here? Maybe we stick with this, get our paralysis in here. Maybe we slip in a little flamethrower action. And yeah, we'll slap in this and see how that goes. Really wish he had one more AP, that would give us a few more options. Let's switch you from this to this because it's a harder fight. See how this goes. Yep, those two are dead as hell. You were just poisoning us. That's not going to go well for you. Poison's not gonna do it against us. I'm sorry. I think you're just dead as hell. Did I switch anything from anything important? So you can go back to Air Raid. I think this battle is just Jover. So much flame bonuses. So now our level up is up to 50. We got that. I think we already had that, but we'll see. Get the key behind him. Nice. Safe. Another USB port. Let us see what this one says. The Tokyo Dungeon, where there are people who like to explore this vast space where creatures roam. They're called questers, and they drive vehicles equipped with purification field generators to head deep into the dungeon. Maybe they will have the power to unlock the secrets of this world, and that's all it says. I wonder if the story is randomized, or if you get drip-fed it over time. So that's a boss, actually. We can't reach it this turn. So you gained Healing Aroma. That's actually the same skill our other ones had, so we can consider bringing you in if you have had an AP bonus or something. I think as it is, you're going to be a little underpowered. But you get a bunch of healing for some reason as a scientist, so that's something to take note of. No buffs to our current stuff. Yeah, so we're gonna check out the little middle parts of this and fight that boss. And hopefully there's not too much behind it and everything's on the right side. Ah, you're something new. You look like an accessory. This is bigger than the other one. Okay. High performance portable battery. This will last through the night. Increases the number of available batteries. It has a large capacity even for your sister. Nice. What is nice is that everyone can reach level 50 as well and get their next skill. So that should all give them something a little nicer. It'll look like more of these doors, maybe a little stronger. I think they're just dead as hell though, so I'm not going to do anything fancy. Because I didn't see anything strong on these doors. Yep, we gained our levels up. Tower shield and flying saucer. The tower shield I think is new. Flying saucer we already had. Where are you? Number 4? Yep. This could be a good choice for that other character. Super magic barrier is new. So that is a pretty strong resistance increase, but it does cost purification and uses a lot of turns. But this has a stun attack, which is a paralyzed one. So it has so much defense on this that I guess we might as well just do it. Because one of our weapons does not have to be for attack. I think the stone crab one is the one to switch out, even though it had dual wielding. Do we want that? We're not using the gadgets part. The drug one's a little useful. But you know what? We can totally swap that out for the other one because that had so many buffs to us that you're essentially going to be immortal with this thing. And it's stronger anyway, so this stun attack's going to be better. So he is going to be very nearly unkillable. He heals 20 every turn. I'm going to see what's in this corner. So we can still have the assault. But we could still have it from this too. Yeah, we're still fine. But he's got a lot more defense, he's got a lot more offense, well, a little bit more offense, but he also paralyzes enemies a little bit. With that, we found another base. We can move one up here if we want to explore this corner. I think we do want to explore that corner. Because this might be the boss in this corner, but I don't know if I want to deal with that immediately. There's no particular order we have to do it in either, so this is fine. So let us move the base to this corner. And we are going to more fully explore it. follow the north wall. Let's see where this takes us. Hey there, guy. You're just hiding behind the wall? That's fine. We'll forgive you. Oh, there is a breakable wall. Alright, so there's treasure back here. Where are we going? Sure, we'll fight it. So we went pretty far to the right, so this probably leads down to this other boss if I was to guess. So we're gonna explore this little bit area here, and then we're gonna duck up and see where we can get to. Because we're starting to make sense of this nonsense. Is that everything down here? Sure, we'll get the treasure chest. We'll clear along this as best as we can. And now we can kind of do the middle and just clear it this way as we go. This loops back around. That's interesting. I don't think it's helpful, but I guess we'll just use the rest of this to clear. That there. Now we're looking. It's mostly clear up until that point. You can go either direction. I'm thinking up is better for the item, and then we'll cut down. We're getting closer to our level 50 bonuses. That's a new item. Steel lunchbox. Is this a accessory? Nope, it's a shield. A large shield made with a boys' high school lunchbox is a motif. It has a stored stem that can be consumed when needed, so it adds drugs and stem. And gadgets and defense, but... So this might be another good option for what we had going on. So let me get this straight. This is a heal that having it gives me a bonus of +1 drug. But it seems to use one as well. Maybe? Or do I have to have a drug to use it and it gives me one? Interesting if true. We were going to look at what we're currently wearing. This one is defense, and HP, so that might still be a better choice. Even though the other one adds to our drugs, this has the better attack on it, and plus it's our extra health, so yeah, I think I'm gonna stick with this. But that is a cool item. I think I find it fun how shields are not inherently weaker weapons than the other ones. Hello, friends. You heard them pretty good, I'll admit that. We are coming up to this area's zenith though, so Oh, there was an area above. I didn't see that for a second. You're probably just a weird little shortcut for no reason. What's the point of this little shortcut? Well, it seems bold of you to attack us alone, but I mean, I guess you know what you wanted to do. You're just gonna stand there? You're not gonna fight us? That's unfortunate for you. I'm not gonna chase you down. You can find me. Viper is new. That sounds like a name of a gun, though. Nope, you're just a spear. Deadly poisoning. That's interesting. And dual wielding. And offensive. Offensive is probably not going to help us, so it can be on Buddhist or on Detonator. So this might be going on our healer. If it isn't a conflict with the drugs. It probably is a conflict with the drugs. Because yeah, this has dual wielding and stuff, which makes it cute, but this is still probably better with our bonuses. But that's cool. If we wanted to have a purely offensive build, that would be a better choice, I suppose. You're another boss star. I don't think you're going to do very well, though. This other guy's not going to help you enough. That is probably a new item. What are they, or what are you? You are another flamethrower. A powerful flamethrower named after a volcano. It is not only capable of shooting flames, but also spraying deadly poison. Nice. This also has really good drug on it as well, so we will definitely consider that. Because that will actually increase that. So Afterburner had the recycling. What do you have on your stuff? So we had this for the drugs. We might be double flamethrowing it now. Is that as strong, or is it actually just a little weaker? So it's a little weaker. Doesn't have a second level of Arsonist, which is probably okay. We already have Arsonist on our character. I don't know if it actually stacks anyway, but it probably does. But 1 is probably more than enough. We are going to go with this for the extra drugs. That stacks with our options. We can... Well, let's see what this does exactly. So we like the throwing of this, that's why we had it. And we have this specifically for the purification stuff. This is our base. We got materials as the bonus. So yeah, we have several options for what's going on here. We can check the bottom there and go to the right, or we can do this top. So this is so far in, this is actually probably the correct way. I guess we can open up both ways though. We have plenty of keys. So maybe this third area is actually just a double wide area. As I'm looking at it and we're getting close to dipping into this right area, but maybe it's not. At least this gives us options in case somebody resists, so that's nice. Unfortunately, it uses drugs, so that is something to keep in mind as well. At least increased output does both. So you're gonna get your level 50 bonus. You got Resuscitate. Okay. We got that through an item as well, but we don't. Doesn't hurt to have it as they're there. So what did you get? EV pot. This is a good one. Drugs and batteries. Good stuff. And the amount of purification fuel. What's your extra skill? Bodyguard. That's fine. We could use you that way if it was a dangerous situation, but I think we're doing fine most of the time. we could do there, but I think we're gonna do the opposite. We're gonna come down to this corner. So we can check to the right. We also have a little bit to the up we could do. We'll check this bottom corner out. We've leveled up a bit. We might be able to take whatever's going on here. And we might not even be able to reach it. This could be a bit of a tease. But maybe we're supposed to be here. We can't say we didn't do a lot of exploration this level, this stream, because we've totally done most of our map. Even though we didn't fight a big boss yet. We're pretty close to one, I think. Unless this doesn't actually connect. Which is entirely possible. Might be through that door. I'm gonna see where this bottom right corner goes. We're slipping up to somewhere. But it does look like that door is necessary. That's why I was exploring this way first. This is a pretty long little hallway. Okay, what's your level 50 skill? You get... Oh, okay, so you get a bonus to how much explosives and batteries you get at the end of your turn? That's nice. Assuming it works correctly, that will help us stay on top of it. Okay, we're going to explore down here. What's going on this way? Nothing? Cool. That's exciting. Yep, well, bite was another door. You are some of these guys. Not a problem. These guys were very weak to our fire. this seems to be the way to that boss. For sure. What do we got going on? In this foggy, unsettling place waits a giant creature, a rhinoceros forest mouse. Certainly looks like it should be called that. If it's the size, then the relics it's been swallowing might hold some promise. It's going to be a fierce battle. Prepare for a challenge. Well, we'll certainly see what happens. So we have actually had a strength boost on her, but maybe I will switch her out for... Okay. Since we're gonna fight a boss, we might do something a little more defensive. Let's give you the extra hit points if we can find it. Was there one with extra hit points? No. And we will give you chainmail, more defense. So yeah, let's see what we're in for. What do we got going on? 821 hit points. So this is gonna do 3 main attacks. Actually a lot of damage for some of that. Flamethrower. We're going to do a little first aid on someone. I think that's what we're gonna start with for her. You are not gonna air raid, you are going to force currents. We're gonna do one of these. And we're gonna do We're gonna do at least one. Are we doing flamethrower? We're still doing a flamethrower. So we're just gonna go with this. So it's a little paralyzed. It's got a lot of debuffs on it. I hope it doesn't. Yeah, it did. That's unfortunate. We have the drugs to resuscitate. We can try that. I hadn't actually meant to have us attack at that point, which was unfortunate. Well, we are going to do things a little different. We are going to do healing and a resuscitate. And you're already doing a first aid, so that's pretty good. So we did use a lot of our drugs to get here, but it is past the halfway health point. So we are going to switch from warrior drug. We're going to try to get more drugs. So we need to get off of this. We need to give ourselves calm minds. We can go back to poisoning a bit, because I think, well, we already have someone doing first aid. I don't think there's too much more we could do, unless our first aid is slow enough that, no, it's gonna go after everyone's, so it doesn't do any good to do first aid twice, so yeah, we're gonna poison it. Just making sure we got the stuff to make this work. This is being a little rough, but we have the drugs to give ourselves healing prayer. And you can keep making this. I think we are gonna win, even though it was really, really close. So we did get our level up. We did beat this boss. We got a silent assassin from the Flesh Hog. That's its name. It's a Flesh Hog. Phew. You managed to defeat the gigantic creature. While dissecting the corpse, you discover the relic it had swallowed, as you hoped you would. It's now the quester's fuel lantern. It likely belonged to a previous quester that was eaten. You find yourself appreciating their sacrifice, so we gained more purification. So yeah, we survived that boss. We did a good job. We cleared that out. We gained some levels. It was a bit of a rough one, but we did okay. So you got Swallowtail. So this lets you do a second slash after doing a slash attack. So you really want to be doing slashes, even though your stats don't really support it, but that's okay. I will forgive you. What did we get? Here, a pistol called the Silent Assassin. Assassin's a pistol with a silencer. It's matte body. It makes it easy to... Is it matte? It might just be matte. So it has 2 shoots, bunch of bullets, execution. Good power. It's not a bad pistol. Cool. Can we level up anything we're wearing? We sure can. Cool. But yeah, this has been a great episode. Let's see where we're doing. So we can still explore down that corner a little bit. We'll do that next time. We have another big boss to fight up here. But yeah. Thank you for anyone that ended up watching this. I hope you have a lovely day, and you guys take care.